do it, climb on board. All it costs you is a song. Hey, on the outside.
All right, today is May 12th, 2009. The website's located at harrythomas.info. This is the Harry Thomas Show Week in Review. I'm your host, Harry Thomas, and we've got a lot of stuff to cover today. We're going to cover all kinds of corruption and document this push for a one-world government, total global control. And I've got stuff coming up on the history of global government. I've got stuff coming up on Big Brother and all kinds of ways that free speech is coming under attack. And once we lose our free speech, we have lost our civilization. Everything that I talk about can be located right at the main website, harrythomas.info. I'm not making any of this stuff up that I talk about in this show. May 11, 2009, at Infowars.com, Kurt Nimmo wrote, former top-rated NRA senator to introduce gun ban this week. Senator Christian Gillibrand, Democrat and member of the so-called Blue Dog Coalition, plans to introduce an assault weapons ban this week. Gillibrand, the junior secretary from New York, was at one time highly rated by the NRA for her advocacy of the Second Amendment. Newsday claims Gillibrand has undergone a transformation over the last 3 months and has moved away from her House record that won the NRA's top rating while remaining a supporter of the Second Amendment rights to gun ownership. Since her Senate appointment, she has passed just about every test on guns set by Representative Carolyn McCarthy, who reintroduced a bill closing the so-called gun show loophole at a news conference last week. You know, and this happens a lot. In fact, the interview that I got at the Tea Party with David Gay, who ran for Congress here, he was pointing out the fact that the guy who defeated him, who is our congressman right now, Dan Maffei, campaigned on all against the war and against this, and as soon as he got elected in there, he did a total shift and started voting the opposite way. This appears to be the same case here of this senator with whoever's influencing over her. And I mean, you know, this is nothing new. I've been talking about that, you know, there's all this gun legislation here that we have to be aware about, you know. They destroyed our Constitution as it is. And there's further attacks on the Fourth Amendment. There's further attacks on the Second Amendment. And we're going to talk about the First Amendment in a little bit. Wednesday, May 6, 2009, Paul Joseph Watson wrote at prisonplanet.com, people running into gun shows panic buying ammo. As San Francisco Chronicle reported about a gun show in Daly City, noted that when the doors were open, people came running in and immediately started panic buying ammo. Again, emphasizing fears about the shortages and the Obama gun ban agenda. Everyone's panic buying, said the wholesale ammunition dealer, who requested an anonymity. When the doors opened on Saturday, people were running in, according to the report. Gun owners are also concerned that Obama, despite claiming before the election that he wouldn't target the Second Amendment, recently bemoaned the fact that he didn't have the political power to ban semi-automatic weapons, falsely blaming U.S. gun shops for the violence in Mexico. Obama is also pushing a treaty that would ban illicit manufacture of firearms and reloading. According to Gun Owners of America, illicit manufacturing includes reloading and modifying or assembling a firearm in any way. This means that the Obama administration could promulgate regulations banning reloading on the basis of this treaty, just as it is currently circumventing Congress to write legislation taxing greenhouse gases. Despite Obama promising that he was not interested in going after the Second Amendment before his election, one of his first actions was to appoint the rabidly anti-gun Eric Holder as his Attorney General. The leaked Obama gun ban list would make millions of Americans criminals for owning weapons such certain types of rifles and pistols. Anti-gun legislation has found its way into stimulus and other unrelated bills as pork barrel. The first steps of the Obama administration with regard to gun control have resulted in a record firearm and ammunition purchases across the country, and everybody's heard about that. But this is another example of a politician promising one thing before he's in, and then flip-flopping and doing the total opposite in the voting record. In fact, if people actually followed Obama's voting record, they would have seen clear indications before of how he's voted against gun control, for gun control and stuff like that, in Illinois. So people knew about this, and just him sitting there saying it, well, I'm not going to come after you. I'm going to repeal the Patriot Act. I'm going to take care of, all the stuff that Bush did. But then, if you actually read the small print, he's continuing the same agenda completely. That's why I have the Obama deception up at the front page of the website, harrythomas.info. I invite everybody to get over there and join the 2 million people that have already watched this particular version, which is a high quality version. Check it out for yourself. Have an open mind and take the red pill. May 19, 2009, House bill aims to strip right-wing extremists of Second Amendment rights. A sinister bill working its way through the House may eventually serve as a companion piece to the Department of Homeland Security's right-wing extremist report that labels veterans and advocates of the Second Amendment as dangerous terrorists. H.R. 2159. The Denying Firearms and Explosives to Dangerous Terrorists Acts of 2009, sponsored by Representative Peter King of New York. On April 29th, with little fanfare or corporate media coverage, H.R. 2159 was introduced and referred to the House Committee on Judiciary. The bill would increase public safety by permitting the Attorney General to deny the transfer of a firearm or issuance of firearms or explosive licenses to a known or suspected dangerous terrorist. The entire bill can be read on GovTrack website. I've got the links up. You can check this stuff up for yourself. Think about the precedent. We've been talking about these federal documents that have been coming out of DHS, Department of Homeland Security, where Janet Napolitano should be fired immediately for putting out this propaganda. It's unconstitutional in nature. And, labeling veterans returning from the war as terrorists and everything else. I've got all the documents posted up in the documents section for your own review. Check it out on your own time. But this stuff is serious. This is very serious stuff. And, earlier this week, a man was stopped in Louisiana and detained by police for the crime of displaying a "Don't Tread on Me" bumper sticker on his car. A background check was conducted to determine whether he was a member of an extremist group. Can you believe this? This is what's going on in America, a total attack. And this was listed in the MIAC report. This is listed in these other reports. And the scary thing about it is these reports that come out, they're not even they're the unclassified versions. They're not even the classified versions. Who knows what's in them classified versions? Stephen Watson wrote Thursday, May 8th, 2009 at Infowars.net. House demands full disclosure on DHS right-wing extremism report. Republican representatives have demanded answers from the Department of Homeland Security over the origins of the leaked security intelligence assessment, which equates veterans and gun owners with violent terrorists. So, I don't blame them at all. Will they get a full assessment? A full assessment meaning the unclassified versions. There's a petition up, and this was posted by Cotton Essex over at 12.160 megahertz on the Ning network. I got links to it right at the main website. You can find me over there and my profile over there. Make comment on the show. Suggestions, news link, whatever. Something you got to say, you let me know. I'll get it out on the show. If you think it was wrong for you to be called a right-wing extremist, here's a chance to do something about it. If you miss signing it, here's your chance I've got the links up. Go ahead, sign that petition. There's another one for the tax spending treachery that's going on. We need to be very concerned about this. Now, Chuck Baldwin wrote at News with Views, May 12, 2009, it's getting very serious now. First, it was a Missouri Analysis and Information Center, MIAC report. Then it was a Department of Homeland Security report. Now it's a New York congressman's bill. Each of these items taken on their own is problematic enough. Taken together, they portend a clear and present danger to the liberties of the American people. It's getting very serious now.